Pressure is not your enemy. Most people believe pressure comes from outside: deadlines, expectations, competition, responsibilities. But real pressure is internal. It is the story you tell yourself about what might happen. What if I fail? What if they judge me? What if I'm not enough? Your body reacts to imagination as if it were reality. Heart rate rises, breathing shortens, thoughts race, and suddenly, you are fighting a battle that has not even happened yet. Calm people are not free from pressure. They are free from catastrophic thinking. They understand one thing: events are neutral. Your interpretation gives them weight. The moment you separate fact from imagination, you reduce half of your stress. Training your mind to stay calm under pressure begins here, by realizing that pressure is often a projection, not a present danger. Master the narrative, and you master the response. When pressure rises, ask a simple question: what is actually within my control right now? Not tomorrow. Not their reaction. Not the outcome. Right now. You control your breathing. You control your preparation. You control your effort. Everything else is uncertain. Panic comes from trying to control uncertainty. Calm comes from focusing on action. Most breakdowns happen because the mind jumps too far ahead. It tries to solve outcomes instead of executing steps. Under pressure, shrink your focus. One task, one decision, one movement at a time. Calm is not passive. It is selective focus. When you anchor yourself to controllable actions, external chaos loses its grip. Pressure becomes manageable when your attention becomes disciplined. Before you control your thoughts, control your body. Pressure triggers a physical reaction. Your breathing becomes shallow. Muscles tighten. Vision narrows. Your nervous system shifts into survival mode. If you try to think calm while your body is in panic mode, it rarely works. Instead, reverse the process. Slow your breathing deliberately. Inhale deeply. Exhale longer than you inhale. When your breathing slows, your heart rate follows. When your heart rate stabilizes, your mind becomes clearer. Calm is not a personality trait. It is a trained response. Professional athletes, soldiers, surgeons, they practice regulating their physiology under stress, not because they are fearless, but because they are prepared. Pressure feels overwhelming when your body is reactive, but when your body is steady, your mind becomes strategic. Control the breath. Control the state. Control the moment. Pressure is a signal. It means something matters. Your brain activates stress when it detects importance. The problem is not pressure itself. It is how you label it. If you label it as danger, your body tightens. If you label it as challenge, your body prepares. The sensation is similar: faster heartbeat, alertness, intensity. But interpretation changes performance. Instead of saying, "I'm nervous," say, "I'm ready." Instead of thinking, "This is too much," think, "This is growth." Calm people don't eliminate pressure. They redefine it. Pressure is proof you are operating at a higher level. Without it, there is no expansion. Shift the label. Shift the state. Most anxiety comes from attachment to results. You want success. You fear failure. You imagine consequences. But performance happens in the present, not in the future. When your mind obsesses over outcomes, your execution suffers. High performers focus on process, not results. They prepare fully. They execute deliberately. They accept whatever follows. Detachment is not indifference. It is commitment without emotional dependency. You give your best effort, but you do not let the outcome define your identity. Win or lose, you remain steady. That stability creates consistency, and consistency wins more than intensity ever will. Pressure feels overwhelming when it is unfamiliar. The more you avoid difficult situations, the more threatening they seem. Calm under pressure is built through exposure. Small discomfort. Repeated exposure. Gradual increase. Speak up more often. Take on visible responsibilities. Challenge yourself intentionally. Each time you survive discomfort, your brain rewires. It learns, this is not fatal. Confidence is not belief without evidence. It is evidence collected through experience. Avoidance increases fear. Exposure builds control. Pressure becomes lighter when it becomes normal. Train in discomfort, so performance feels familiar. Your brain does not fully distinguish between vivid imagination and real experience. This is why visualization works. When you mentally rehearse a high-pressure situation, a presentation, competition, negotiation, your brain builds familiarity. It reduces uncertainty before the real moment even arrives. Close your eyes and see the scenario clearly. Imagine the environment. Imagine the sounds. Imagine yourself responding calmly, not perfectly, calmly. Mental rehearsal trains your nervous system to treat pressure as known territory instead of danger. Elite performers use this constantly. They don't just practice physically, they practice psychologically. When the real moment comes, it feels like repetition, not shock. Preparation reduces panic. If you can see yourself handling pressure before it happens, you increase the probability that you actually will. Calm starts in imagination. One reason pressure feels heavy is because you attach your identity to the result. If I fail, I am a failure. That belief makes every challenge feel like a threat to your worth. But performance is an event. Identity is a choice. A bad outcome does not redefine who you are. It only reflects preparation, timing, or circumstance. When your self-worth depends on outcomes, pressure multiplies. When your self-worth is stable, pressure becomes just feedback. You can analyze mistakes objectively instead of emotionally. Calm people protect their identity from single moments. They see results as data, not judgment. And when you remove ego from performance, you unlock clarity. Clarity improves decisions. Better decisions improve results. Stability inside creates strength outside. Consistency creates control. One of the most powerful tools under pressure is routine. Before important moments, do the same sequence every time. Maybe it's controlled breathing. Maybe it's positive self-talk. Maybe it's reviewing key points. Repetition signals safety to your brain. When your body recognizes a pattern, it relaxes. Athletes bounce the ball the same way before a shot. Speakers repeat specific gestures. Performers follow rituals backstage. It's not superstition. It's neurological conditioning. Your brain associates routine with readiness, and readiness reduces panic. Design a simple pre-pressure ritual. Keep it short. Keep it consistent. Over time, the routine becomes an anchor. When chaos surrounds you, familiarity steadies you. Calm becomes automatic. Under pressure, your internal voice becomes louder. If that voice is negative, pressure doubles. You're not ready. You always mess this up. Everyone is better than you. Those thoughts feel automatic, but they are not uncontrollable. Self-talk is a habit, and habits can be trained. Calm performers speak to themselves like a coach, not a critic. Clear, direct, constructive, focus, breathe, one step at a time. Short commands, no drama. Your brain listens to repetition. If you repeat doubt, it strengthens fear. If you repeat control, it strengthens confidence. You cannot always control external pressure, but you can control the tone inside your head. Paradoxically, calm increases when you accept failure, not because you want it, but because you stop running from it. Fear grows when you treat failure as catastrophic. When you imagine it as unbearable, your mind resists fully committing. Acceptance removes that resistance. Ask yourself, if this goes wrong, will I survive? Almost always, the answer is yes. Your ego may bruise. Your plans may shift, but your life continues. When you accept that failure is possible and survivable, pressure loses its threat. You become freer to perform boldly. Calm is not confidence that you will win. It is confidence that you will be okay regardless. That mindset unlocks true resilience. Trying to eliminate nervousness rarely works. Instead, redirect it. Pressure creates energy. That energy can turn into panic or performance. The difference is direction. Channel intensity into preparation. Channel adrenaline into sharp focus. Channel tension into decisive action. Energy is neutral. If you resist it, it overwhelms you. If you guide it, it empowers you. Great performers don't try to feel relaxed before big moments. They aim to feel ready. Ready means alert, engaged, and controlled. Pressure is fuel. Use it deliberately. Pressure is not about never feeling stress. It's about how fast you recover. Even calm people feel spikes of anxiety. The difference is duration. Instead of spiraling for hours, they reset in minutes. Recovery speed is a skill. When you notice tension rising, don't judge it. Don't panic about panicking. Pause. Breathe. Refocus. Ask, what matters right now? The faster you interrupt negative momentum, the less damage it causes. Think of calm like a muscle. It strengthens each time you return to center. You will not eliminate pressure from your life, but you can shorten its control over you. Master the reset. Pressure intensifies when your attention is scattered. Too many opinions, too many comparisons, too much information. When you constantly measure yourself against others, your focus shifts outward. Calm requires clarity. Limit unnecessary input before high-pressure moments. Silence distractions. Avoid comparison. Protect your mental space. The more noise you allow, the weaker your internal voice becomes. Clarity creates confidence. Confidence stabilizes emotion. Pressure feels heavier when your mind is crowded. Simplify your environment, and your thinking sharpens. Calm under pressure is not built in a single moment. It is built daily. Discipline strengthens your trust in yourself. When you consistently prepare, practice, and follow through, your confidence grows quietly. You don't need hype. You don't need external validation. You have evidence. Discipline reduces doubt, and doubt is the root of panic. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you increase internal stability. That stability becomes your foundation during pressure. When the big moment arrives, You don't rely on motivation, you rely on preparation, and preparation creates calm certainty. One hidden source of pressure is imagined judgment. What will they think? What if they criticize me? Most of the time, people are too focused on themselves to analyze you as deeply as you fear. And even if they do judge, that reaction belongs to them, not you. You cannot control perception. You can control behavior. When you perform to avoid criticism, your energy splits, half for execution, half for monitoring approval. That division weakens performance. Calm comes when you release the need to control how others respond. Focus on your standard, your preparation, your integrity. Approval is unstable. Self-respect is stable. Choose stability. Pressure exists because outcomes are unknown. If everything were guaranteed, there would be no stress. Uncertainty is not a flaw in life. It is part of it. The more you resist uncertainty, the more anxious you become. Instead of demanding guarantees, train adaptability. Ask, if this changes, how will I respond? Flexible thinking reduces fear. Rigid thinking amplifies it. Calm people don't require certainty before acting. They act despite uncertainty. And with each uncertain situation they survive, trust grows. You don't need control over everything. You need confidence in your ability to adjust. That's resilience. Pressure feels intense because you zoom into close. One presentation, one meeting, one opportunity. But life is larger than one moment. When you widen your perspective, intensity decreases. Ask yourself, in 5 years, how much will this matter? Often, the answer reduces emotional weight instantly. This doesn't mean the moment is unimportant. It means it is not final. Calm grows when you understand that no single event defines your entire story. You are building a long journey. One result is a chapter, not the whole book. Zoom out. Perspective restores balance. When pressure hits, most people become trapped inside their emotions. They react instantly. They speak impulsively. They overthink endlessly. Calm begins when you create mental distance. Instead of saying, I am stressed, say, I notice stress. That small shift changes everything. You are not the emotion. You are the observer of the emotion. When you observe instead of react, you gain choice. You can choose to pause, choose to breathe, choose to respond intentionally. Emotions are temporary waves. If you stop fighting them and simply observe, they rise and they fall. The more you practice observation, the less pressure controls you. Awareness creates space, and in that space, calm lives. Some people appear naturally calm, but calm under pressure is not genetic luck. It is trained. Breathing control, mental rehearsal, disciplined preparation, perspective, detachment, recovery. Each of these skills compounds over time. You don't wake up fearless. You build stability through repetition. Pressure will always exist in career, relationships, ambition, growth. But you can decide how you respond. Calm is not the absence of intensity. It is control within intensity. And control is earned. Train your mind. Train your body. Train your perspective. The more you practice, the more natural calm becomes. Pressure doesn't disappear. You simply become stronger than it.